establishments often need to find a way to stand out above the rest. This means that for those looking to push the boundaries for an extra thrill, there's a whole industry of restaurants aimed at making you feel uneasy and sometimes outright terrified. Here are the top 15 scariest restaurants in the world. Number 15. Surreal in Bangkok, Thailand. Surreal is one of the most famous rooftop restaurants in the world, and it's known for its stunning views, atmosphere, and its unique location. But possibly, it isn't ideal for those who aren't comfortable with extreme heights. That's because it's on the 63rd floor of the city's State Tower, with an uninterrupted panoramic view of Bangkok's skyline. It was opened in 2003. This restaurant has since gained widespread fame for both its spectacular location and its world-class food. It is an open-air rooftop restaurant, and the atmosphere is heightened by its golden dome, which itself is a structure that's become an iconic feature of Bangkok's skyline. The restaurant's spiral staircase leading down to the dining area is another element that adds a sense of grandeur to the experience, making it almost cinematic. And if it's familiar, it's because it was featured in the movie The Hangover Part 2. The food here is Mediterranean-inspired, offering a menu with focus on high-quality produce and innovative culinary techniques. Signature dishes like Wagyu ribeye, Hokkaido scallops, and ones featuring caviar and lobster show the restaurant's dedication to luxury. Another popular part of the Surreal is its Sky Bar, which is next to the dining area. This is one of the highest rooftop bars in the world, and it's got a circular bar that seems to float above the city. It's lit with vibrant neon lights and adds a touch of magic to the rooftop, especially once it's dark. The cocktails here are pretty unique, often designed with fresh Thai ingredients to add a bit of local flair. And one of its most famous is the Hangover Teenie, which was specially created for the Hangover Part 2 cast and has since become a popular order for guests wanting a taste of Hollywood. Number 14. The Banshee Labyrinth Pub and Restaurant in Edinburgh, Scotland. Edinburgh is a city with so much history behind it that in modern times it's become closely associated with ghostly occurrences. If you want a chance to dine in a haunted building, then the Banshee Labyrinth Pub and Restaurant is the place you want to be. It's located in the heart of the historic Old Town. This pub is said to be Scotland's most haunted. It's built into a series of underground vaults that date back to the 18th century, and every visit here is sure to be a memorable one. The atmosphere in here is pretty dark and gothic, with low ceilings, stone walls, and dim lighting that set the mood perfectly for a haunting. With gothic furnishings like skulls, eerie artwork, and even a hidden cinema room, it's space that feels mysterious and otherworldly. One of the most famous stories linked to the Banshee Labyrinth involves a banshee sighting that happened during renovation work in the vaults. According to legend, construction workers heard a scream from one of the rooms and fled, refusing to return. Since then, there have been a number of accounts of unusual occurrences, such as glasses flying off shelves, strange noises, and sightings of shadowy figures. The reputation of this pub is part of what makes it a must-visit for anyone interested in Edinburgh's haunted history, especially those that are fascinated by ghost stories. You'll certainly be in for a fright if you visit, but the Banshee Labyrinth is a welcoming place with a fun, lively atmosphere. The pub has themed rooms, each with its own distinct character, and there's a lively music room that regularly hosts performances from local bands, creating a truly unique experience. For those in the mood for a quieter time, though, the secret cinema room plays cult classics and horror films, which if you're lucky, might well tempt the spirits out to play. Number 13. The Alex Restaurant, Playa del Carmen in Mexico. The Alex Restaurant in Mexico's Playa del Carmen is hidden away beneath the popular beach, and it's actually inside of an ancient natural cave. It's surrounded by the beauty of stalactites and stalagmites and dim ambient lighting, which highlights the natural rock formations. It feels strange from the very moment you walk in. The cave itself is over 10,000 years old and was a place that historical cultures saw as being spiritually important, perhaps as a place of worship or even as an entrance to the underworld. As you walk through the winding paths and small caverns that make up the restaurant, you can't help but feel the sense of mystery and history embedded within the walls. Each table is placed in its own alcove or cavern, providing privacy and an intimate setting. The food on offer here is a blend of traditional Mexican flavors with international influences, using high-quality ingredients to create some inventive dishes that honor the culinary heritage of the region. Specialties include tender cuts of beef, fresh seafood, and unique takes on classic Mexican dishes like mole or ceviche. There's also an extensive wine and cocktail list that includes selections from both Mexican vineyards and international producers, ensuring there's a perfect pairing for every dish on the menu. Cocktails here are special as well, with a variety of signature drinks using tropical fruits and local herbs, often with a touch of mezcal or tequila to give guests a true taste of Mexico. Number 12. The Vampire Cafe in Tokyo, Japan. So Tokyo is renowned for the number of themed restaurants throughout the city, but if you're looking for a true fright, then you'll need to visit the Vampire Cafe. It's located in the district of Ginza. You'll be transported into a vampire's lair, complete with blood-red decorations, black velvet furnishings, and eerie candlelight. The walls are painted a deep crimson, and fake bloodstains cover the surfaces. There are chandeliers hanging from the ceilings that cast a soft glow, and there are coffins everywhere. The waitstaff all dresses in black that blends Victorian and vampire aesthetics, and the creepy atmosphere is further heightened by the music that plays softly in the background, often including classical melodies. The menu at the Vampire Cafe keeps with the theme, offering dishes that are visually creative. Items have names like Dracula's salad or blood red pasta, with a focus on deep red sauces and artistic presentations. The food is mainly Western style, with an emphasis on Italian-inspired dishes, steaks, and seafood, but prepared with unique touches, with a liberal use of red wine reductions, berry sauces, and garnishes like edible flowers. Plus, the cocktail menu further keeps to that theme, with drinks that feature vivid colors and unique presentations. Some are served in glass vials or come with elements like dry ice, and drinks like the Bloody Rose or Vampire's Kiss are served in goblets, making guests feel like they're taking part in a secret ritual. Number 11. The Disaster Cafe in Spain. Probably the last thing you'd usually want to experience during a meal is a natural disaster, but that's exactly what one eatery in Spain guarantees will happen every time that you visit. Unlike typical theme restaurants that rely on decorations, costumes, or quirky menus, it offers a more extreme experience, as you'll find yourself eating in the middle of a simulated earthquake. When you arrive, there's not much that gives away that Disaster Cafe is anything but an ordinary restaurant. The ground floor has a typical family-friendly space, often catering to children, featuring colorful decorations and relaxed dining. However, the real action happens underground in the lower dining area, where the subterranean dining room has a cave-like interior with stone walls, dim lighting, and sturdy medieval-style furnishings. The earthquake simulation here is the main attraction, and it certainly lives up to the name of the restaurant. During the course of the meal, you'll be taken by surprise when the ground starts to shake, simulating an earthquake with a magnitude of approximately 7.8. The experience is entirely safe, but it may not feel that way when it's happening. Plates rattle around you, drinks spill, and even the waitstaff play along, struggling to keep their balance as they serve your food. Heavy-duty furniture and non-slip flooring are used to ensure that the guests are safe, while the experience is carefully monitored to maintain an element of fun without really crossing into genuine danger. The menu is best described as being comfort food, with large burgers, steaks, and desserts that are delicious, but also practical for a somewhat chaotic dining experience. Portions here are generous too, and the aim is for diners to feel a mix of excitement and amusement as they try to eat their oversized meals while dealing with the unexpected jolts of an earthquake. Number 10. Ristorante Grotta Palazzese in Italy. Ristorante Grotta Palazzese, which can be found in the seaside town of Poliano a Mare in Italy, really puts you close to the power of nature, as it's in a natural limestone cave, which has been carved out over thousands of years by the Adriatic Sea. It is a dramatic location for a restaurant, one that's taken to the next level by an amazing view. Visiting here allows diners to truly immerse themselves in the local culture, whether it's for nature, love of food, and authentic hospitality. Itself has been used for lavish gatherings since the 18th century, when nobility would host banquets inside the cave. Today, this long-standing tradition of hospitality continues, with the restaurant keeping to a sense of old-world charm combined with modern luxury. As well as being in a cave, the restaurant has an open ceiling that allows the sky to be visible and the sea breeze to flow freely, creating a magical atmosphere. The waves of the Adriatic crash against the rocks below, and during the day the sunlight fills the waters below glow, while in the evening the atmosphere becomes even more mysterious, with soft lighting, candles on each table, and the moonlight reflecting off the water. Oh, and the wine list here is pretty extensive, featuring both local wines and selections from other wine regions across Italy. Enjoying a glass of local Primitivo or Negromaro while taking in the spectacular views of the Adriatic make for a perfect way to experience southern Italy. Number 9. Na O in Bangkok, Thailand. Alright, we're back to Thailand. The idea of eating food in an aircraft usually fills people with dread, let alone one that's buried in the ground and falling apart. But that's exactly what you can experience in Bangkok at a restaurant called Na O. Its name is a play on the Thai phrase No-O, which translates to mean aircraft, and that's fitting for its setting because the restaurant's inside of a retired Lockheed L-1011 TriStar. The exterior of the airplane is mostly intact, so it's certainly the thing that stands out the most on the street, and even entering the structure feels like boarding a flight. But once on the inside, though, it's clear that this is no ordinary plane, as it combines the airplane's original structure with a contemporary overhaul, making for an enjoyable but slightly surreal dining experience. The narrow fuselage, the windows, and the overhead compartments all give that unmistakable sense of being inside an aircraft, but the modern touches add a layer of refinement. The lighting, which changes throughout the day, adds to the atmosphere. They specialize in Thai fusion cuisine, offering a mix of traditional Thai flavors with international twists. The menu uses fresh, seasonal ingredients that bring the vibrant flavors of Thailand to life, while also mixing in influences from Western and Japanese cuisine. Signature dishes here at Na O include Thai-style ceviche with local seafood, tender braised meats infused with exotic spices, and beautifully presented appetizers with fresh herbs and zesty sauces. Each dish is prepared as a work of art, and it's designed to engage both your eyes and your palate, and far from what you're probably going to eat on a regular flight. Number 8. The Black Ant in New York. Each country's cuisine is based on the ingredients that have historically been available there, and that means things that are perfectly normal in one place can seem quite unusual somewhere else. That's often particularly true of a typical Western palate in particular, and this is what a restaurant in New York uses to its advantage. The Black Ant in the East Village in New York City takes its inspiration from the traditional cuisine of Mexico, particularly its pre-Hispanic roots, where insects are a common and celebrated ingredient. As the name suggests, the Black Ant embraces the world of edible insects, offering a menu that integrates ingredients like grasshoppers, ants, and other insects into a sophisticated dining experience. It's certainly not a place to go to if you jump at the sight of an insect, but for adventurous diners and lovers of authentic Mexican flavors, it is truly a special place. In Mexican culture, insects have been part of the diet for centuries and are valued for their high protein content and distinct flavors. By incorporating these ingredients into their menu, the Black Ant brings a touch of this traditional cuisine to a modern audience in a way that's creative and accessible. The decor is chic yet earthy, featuring dark tones, black wood furnishings, and accents inspired by nature. Murals of insects and intricate wall art add to the ambiance, giving the restaurant a unique vibe that matches its menu. One of the signature dishes features sautéed grasshoppers served in a soft tortilla with guacamole and spicy salsa. The grasshoppers add a crispy texture and a slight nutty flavor, making it an approachable dish for those curious about trying edible insects. Dishes like tlayuda, which is a crispy Oaxacan-style tortilla topped with black beans, cheese, and fresh veggies, is a perfect example of how the Black Ant sticks to authentic Mexican cooking while providing options for diners seeking something less unconventional. Moving on to number 7, the atmosphere in Dubai. So, Dubai is known for being a record-breaking city, and in a place that's home to the tallest man-made structure on the planet, it seems only fitting that it's also where you'll find the highest restaurant in the world. This definitely isn't a place for anyone who suffers from vertigo, as you'll be served your meal amongst the clouds. Atmosphere is on the 122nd floor of the Burj Khalifa, and with panoramic windows, it gives incredible views out across Dubai. Dining here is about the experience of being suspended in the sky, looking down at the shimmering lights of the city below, while indulging in world-class food. The restaurant is a frightening 1,450 feet or 442 meters above the ground, and to reach it, you need to take a high-speed elevator from the foyer of the Burj Khalifa. As for the menu, the restaurant offers European-inspired dishes that focus on high-quality ingredients sourced from around the globe. Starters such as Hokkaido scallops served with cauliflower puree and caviar, or foie gras accompanied by brioche and figs, sets the tone for what to expect. The main course here at Atmosphere is designed to impress, with diners able to choose from dishes like Wagyu beef tenderloin and Chilean sea bass. The restaurant also has a tasting menu, which allows guests to experience a variety of flavors and courses, paired with a selection of fine wines from the extensive wine list, all while looking out across at the city. As well as the main dining area, Atmosphere also has a lounge section, which offers a slightly more casual experience. Guests here can enjoy afternoon tea, featuring pastries, sandwiches, and scones, with premium tea blends, and take in the stunning views of Dubai. In the evening, the lounge transforms into a bar, which for those who can handle the height is the place to be. Number 6. Dans le Noir. Eating at a restaurant usually involves using all of your senses, but how would you feel in a place where your ability to see was taken away from you? That's what happens at Dans le Noir, a restaurant in London and other cities around the world where you're served your food in complete darkness. The concept behind it is to heighten your remaining senses and fundamentally change the way you perceive food beyond just being a meal, but an immersive and transformative experience. This experience begins with the lit reception area, where guests choose from a variety of menu types without really knowing specific details about what they'll be served. There's a selection of meat, fish, vegetarian, or chef's surprise, but the exact dishes do remain a mystery. This challenges your preconceived notions about your food, allowing guests to focus solely on the flavors and textures. Once you're ready, you're led by a visually impaired waitstaff into the pitch-black dining area. The waiters guide you to your seat and explain how to find the cutlery, glasses, and plates. The staff members play a critical role in creating a comfortable and welcoming atmosphere in a world of darkness that sighted people may find initially disorienting. Without the ability to see the food, every bite is a surprise, and the flavors seem to be heightened as you pay more attention to each element on their plate. Textures and aromas take on new roles, and the absence of visual cues allows your mind to focus more on the sensation of eating. It, of course, also brings an element of playfulness to the experience as you try to guess what you're eating. There's also a surprising social aspect too, as you'll find conversations flow differently when you can't rely on body language or facial expressions. It's an experience that can deepen relationships and bring people closer. If you're brave enough, then you're in for a treat, because the menu certainly lives up to expectations. The chef crafts dishes to ensure they'll surprise and satisfy, with a mix of textures and tastes that work well together. You're then given the opportunity to learn about what you've just ate, and it's not uncommon to learn that you like things that previously you would have avoided. Number 5. El Diablo. Restaurants around the world may well be built in what seem like dangerous places, but surely the riskiest one of all is in Lanzarote in the Canary Islands, where you can actually eat at a venue that's on top of a volcano. Not only that, but the chefs take advantage of the natural heat that's being released from the ground and dig holes in the earth to create grills that the food is cooked on. Known as El Diablo, it's in the Timanfaya National Park, which is an area that's well known for its lava fields and volcanic terrain. It was all the idea of Cesar Maranque, an architect and artist who was inspired by the natural beauty here and wanted to develop a style of architecture that worked in hand with the environment. The restaurant is designed to blend in with the surrounding landscape, and it was built with materials from the local environment, with large windows that provide incredible views of the surrounding lava fields. The centerpiece of El Diablo, though, is the volcanic grill, placed directly above a hole in the ground. Natural geothermal heat rises and creates temperatures in the natural oven of between 840 and 932 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 450 to 500 degrees Celsius. The grill itself is positioned over a deep pit, and you can see the geothermal activity below yourself. It's a unique cooking method that's possible thanks to the volcanic activity, which, although technically dormant, still creates significant amounts of heat. With the food here, you can choose from a selection of meats such as chicken, pork, and beef, along with fresh seafood, all of which are cooked using the volcanic heat. This method of cooking gives the food a subtle smoky flavor that is representative of this volcanic landscape. And accompanying the grilled foods are traditional Canarian sides such as wrinkled potatoes served with mojo sauce, which is a blend of garlic, cilantro, vinegar, and spices that adds an extra burst of flavor. Number 4. Under in Norway. Under is one of the world's most unusual and, depending on the weather, potentially scary dining experiences. The restaurant opened in 2019, and it was Europe's first underwater restaurant, offering an incredible opportunity for guests to dine beneath the North Sea. Under has a dual meaning in Norwegian. It translates to mean both below and wonder, which is perfect for this place. The structure of the restaurant itself is pretty impressive too. The building, which looks like a giant monolith that's been partially submerged, reaches more than 16 feet or 5 meters below the surface. Its concrete shell is built to withstand harsh conditions of the North Sea, while its angular shape allows waves to pass smoothly over it. The entrance to the restaurant is on the shoreline, and guests walk down through a series of softly lit staircases, eventually arriving at the dining area, which is completely submerged. The dining room features a large window, which measures over 36 feet or 11 meters wide and 11 feet or 3.4 meters tall, giving a constantly changing backdrop where you can see the diverse marine life of the North Sea. To keep with the theme of connectivity to nature, the restaurant then takes a hyper-local approach to its food, focusing on the unique flavors and ingredients that can be sourced from this region. The menu is designed to offer a journey of the sea, showcasing the rich diversity of Norway's coastal waters. The team here works closely with local fishermen and foragers to ensure the freshest and most sustainable ingredients are used in their dishes. There is a focus, too, on using lesser-known ingredients such as bycatch and wild herbs, which further aims to reduce the food waste. The tasting menu here at Under is a feast for your senses, with as many as 18 courses that highlight the best of Norwegian cuisine. You'll never quite know what you're in for, though, because when the wind picks up, the force of the waves slamming onto the restaurant creates an atmosphere like no other. Number 3. The Geiger Bar in Switzerland. Usually when you go out to eat, you'd expect to be surrounded by calm decor in an inviting place. But there's a place in Switzerland that does things somewhat differently, where you'll find yourself in a setting from one of the most frightening science fiction horror movies of all time. The Geiger Bar in Gruyere is truly otherworldly. It combines art, sci-fi, and an eerie atmosphere to transport visitors into the mind of one of the most distinctive artists of the 20th century, H.R. Geiger. Now, you may not know the name, but this bar is a living tribute to Geiger, who became famous around the world for his surreal and biomechanical work, including for the Ridley Scott film Alien, which earned him an Academy Award. While the town of Gruyere itself is known for cobblestone streets, scenic vistas, and historic Gruyere Castle, Geiger Bar is a dark, futuristic place that feels like something from another universe. Geiger himself played a role in the design of the bar, making it a genuine expression of his style that blends human anatomy, machines, and a deeply surreal environment. Entering the vehicle feels like stepping inside an alien spacecraft or a post-apocalyptic cathedral. The entire space is covered in Geiger's works, with the ceiling designed to look like the rib cage of a giant creature, giving visitors the sensation of being inside a huge living being. The chairs and tables are intricate works of art too, featuring skeletal designs that merge with the floor and walls, and the bar itself is covered with bizarre sculptural elements, including bone-like structures and mechanical designs that bring Geiger's fantastic world to life. The skeletal arches and walls, with their repeating patterns of vertebrae and interconnected elements, create a bizarre environment to eat and drink in. There's a constant tension between beauty and grotesqueness, and visitors often find themselves being impressed with the level of detail and artistry, while also feeling an unease because of the alien nature of the space. The bar, of course, offers a range of cocktails, wines, and local beers, all served in an environment that's anything but ordinary. Of course, there's something very surreal about drinking a cocktail while surrounded by Geiger's unsettling art. And to play on this, the drinks menu features one like the Alien Blood cocktail, which adds an extra level of fun for fans of the artist and of sci-fi. Every element here, from the design of the floors and the walls to the layout of the beer, has been crafted to give you the sense of being in a different dimension that's been shaped by Geiger's imagination. This makes the bar not just a place to grab a drink, but a full sensory experience that's as much about appreciating art as it is about relaxing and socializing. Number 2. Cuisine Dracula, Romania. Cuisine Dracula, which is in Romania, offers a unique dining experience that's steeped in legend and a touch of darkness. This place is known as the birthplace of Vlad the Impaler, who was also known as Vlad Dracula, and was the historical figure who inspired Bram Stoker's legendary Count Dracula. This setting makes Cuisine Dracula the ideal location for a restaurant that pays tribute to both the real and the mythical sides of this notorious figure. It's located right in the center of the historic town, and it's an old stone building. The exterior with wrought iron lanterns give it an eerie glow in the evenings, and this is just the beginning of the spooky ambiance you'll find within. Heavy wooden beams line the ceiling, stone walls are decorated with old tapestries and candles, and Dracula-themed artworks create a macabre feel. The dim lighting from flickering candles and lanterns adds to this, as do the tables that are made from dark woods and are dressed with deep red tablecloths to enhance the gothic color scheme. The menu on offer is centered around authentic Transylvanian and Romanian dishes with a focus on locally sourced ingredients. Romanian cuisine is known for its hearty and rustic meals, and this place celebrates this while adding a touch of presentation. One of the signature dishes is Dracula's Feast, which is a platter of grilled meats including pork, lamb, sausages seasoned with local herbs and spices, and served with a side of marmalia, which is a type of Romanian polenta, and pickled vegetables. Another standout dish is sarmala, which is a cabbage roll stuffed with a savory mixture of minced pork and rice, traditionally served with sour cream. These cabbage rolls are a staple of Romanian celebrations and are beloved for their comforting taste. They also offer regional specialties like ciorba de bruta, or tripe soup, which is a rich, creamy soup flavored with vinegar and garlic. For dessert, you can try traditional Romanian sweets such as pampanashi, which is a fried or boiled donut-like dessert made with fresh cheese and topped with sour cream and fruit. With the staff dressed in period-inspired costumes and some even playing into the Dracula theme, the restaurant makes sure to live up to its reputation by adding a theatrical touch to the evening. On certain nights, there are themed events, including storytelling sessions about the history of Vlad the Impaler and the evolution of the Dracula myth. This all helps to bring the history and legend of the region to life, offering diners a deeper understanding of the culture and folklore of Transylvania, and also being scared out of their senses with a few hidden surprises that creep up on them. Number 1. Dinner in the Sky Worldwide. If having dinner in a restaurant at the top of a skyscraper would have your heart racing, then dinner in the sky is definitely something you should avoid. It's one of the most exciting new restaurant concepts of recent times, but only if you're comfortable with the heights. Originating in Belgium in 2006, as the name suggests, dinner in the sky involves enjoying a meal while suspended mid-air, which in this case means being hoisted by a crane to a height of approximately 150 feet or 45 meters. The experience is a blend of fine dining, spectacular views, and a thrilling sense of adventure, making it a popular choice for those looking to elevate their dining experiences to new places. The concept of dinner in the sky was developed by a Belgian entrepreneur along with a crane rental company, and it quickly became a sensation. Today, Dinner in the Sky has hosted events in over 60 countries, from Paris to Dubai and Las Vegas to Sydney, with the appeal of offering something completely out of the ordinary. Guests are seated at a large rectangular table with seats that are securely harnessed in. The table is then lifted by a crane to hover in the sky, providing an unmatched perspective of the surrounding landscape. Each dining platform fits around 22 guests, along with the chef and serving staff, all of whom are also securely strapped in. The safety measures are of the highest standards, but that doesn't stop you from feeling subjected to the elements. Once airborne, you're treated to a gourmet meal that's prepared on the platform by the chef. You can expect a variety from seafood delicacies to succulent meat dishes, and watching the chef work in such a unique environment only adds to the thrill. Dinner in the Sky offers a true sense of adventure and the feeling of being above the world. The views here are breathtaking, and the sensation of swaying in the air adds an element of excitement or fear. Whether it's during the day with views of the bustling city or at night with a skyline glittering in lights, the setting always lets you see the city in the way you've never have before. You might, of course, also think this is all a gimmick, so the actual food isn't much to talk about, but there really is a focus on luxury too. From the professional service to the smart place settings and beautifully plated dishes, every element is designed to be a surprise. The chefs are well regarded in their field, and some events even feature Michelin-starred chefs, giving diners the chance to enjoy world-class cuisine in a truly unparalleled setting. It is no surprise then that Dinner in the Sky has gained worldwide recognition and continues to draw those with taste for adventure. Whether it's a major city skyline, a picturesque coastline, or a beautiful countryside view, each location brings something special to the table. The combination of gourmet food, stunning views, and the excitement of being suspended high in the air makes Dinner in the Sky an unforgettable thing to do that lingers long after the last bite. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'll see you next time. Thank you to our channel members.